G'day folks, I hope you're well. Adam here, doing a little tutorial video, as promised for the few folk in the comments who have been asking for a little tutorial thing for the Say Nothing cover I did by Pianos Become the Teeth. This is just going to be pretty relaxed. I'm just doing this on my phone and going straight to YouTube, because I don't have a lot of time these days, unfortunately, but nevertheless. Hopefully this will just get you on the right track for how to play it yourself. I think once you have the chords, it's fairly self-explanatory if you're sort of familiar with the song. So it's really just a couple of chord progressions that I dressed up a couple different ways, as is the original song. So it's nothing too crazy. So my version of my cover is written in drop D flat or drop C sharp. I always call it drop C sharp, but anyway. So that's your guitar in drop D, and then tuned another half step down from there. So from low to high, C sharp, G sharp, C sharp, G sharp, C sharp, F sharp, A sharp, D sharp, or the equivalent flats. I'm bad at theory. D flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B flat, E flat, I suppose. So that's what you need to be tuned to. I did that mostly because that's what my acoustics usually tune to, and it just happened to work out really well. And so that's how I wrote it. Anyway, so let's start with the intro, shall we? We'll just work through the main bits you need to know. And it'll start to sort of shape up pretty quick, I think. So we start, and for the sake of explanation, I'm just going to call everything by their original tuning notes, so like E, A, D, G, B, E, and or, sixth string, first string. Which way is which? Sixth, fifth, first, onward, or whatever it is. I don't know, I've got that backwards, so it's fine. So on the E string, low E, 5th fret, then 7th fret on the D string, and then 4th on the G string. And you'll start to get this really quick. So there's your first few notes, and then the little pattern starts on the 2nd fret, D string, sliding up to the 4th. Whoops. Then open on the G string, then D string again. Then that's 5th fret A string. And then we fall into, I think this is like some kind of C chord. So that's 3rd fret A string, 2nd fret D string, 3rd fret B string. So playing that through. Whoops, I'm very sloppy today. Performance anxiety, huh? Jesus. Hopefully that makes sense. What was I going to say? I play it pretty loose as well. You probably see in the cover, like a lot of open strings to kind of embellish it and make it feel full. So like the slide on the 2nd fret here. You can just kind of play around with that. So, oh my goodness, where's my notes? I'm sure you get the idea. And so that repeats. I strum the chords when I sing the first few lines. Nothing's more. This is something more than me. And then, so technically these are basically the same chords, but just moved, and I think reversed too. But I just move them around to make like different textures and stuff. And from I got what I need, so we go up to the 10th fret here on the E and A, 9th fret on the D, and then what's that, 8th fret on the B. And you just kind of strum through all the strings. I got what I need. That's 7, 7, 5 on the E, A, and D with the rest open. Sleeping when I should have been alive. And this may not correspond perfectly to how I played it in the cover, because I've changed it a little bit since, probably. Sleep should have been alive, still gives me So then it's just those two chords sort of looped until we get to the main riff, which is like most of the song. So we go back down to here. So I play the open E with 3rd fret A, 5th fret D, and 7th fret G. And then the next chord is just letting go of the 5th fret and bringing your index finger down to the 4th fret. So then it's open, open, 4, 7. And then we go 2nd fret, 2nd fret, 2nd fret, 5th fret, E, A, D, 4th fret, G. Right? So that second chord we learned is kind of like a little transition, a little bridging chord. Then we go up to the 5th fret, E, A, then open D, and then 4th fret G. And then we go open, open, E, A, D, 4th fret, G, 2nd fret, B, 3rd fret. I don't know theory for anyone who's wondering. That's why I can't tell you the names of these chords and stuff. So that whole, like, that's the main loop of the whole song. I'll play it slow for you. Right? I thought about the rust, the quote on the ledge about living on that great consciousness of life. Oh, what we frame and hang to get by. Right? I think my singing's got a little better since I did the cover too. Anyway, so that you just play that a whole bunch. The phrasing, if you want to sing this, the phrasing that accompanies the guitar is actually kind of awkward. As I'm sure you know, the vocalist has some really interesting phrasing choices with the song and the album in general. Anyway, so then there's a little filler for the I Don't Want to Talk About, which I kind of just transposed to a messy little fill here down at the bottom. So it's starting on the D string, open to 2nd fret hammer-on. And you can pull that off. I kind of just play it pretty loose, but I don't want to talk about. No, sorry. Baby, I don't want to talk about how. So then there I just land on the 5th fret, E and A. You could probably land on the full chord if you wanted to, but I just leave it open and lazy, just E, A. So, and then I kind of like hit some open strings as well while I'm doing that fill to kind of make it sound more like an acoustic thing. Maybe I don't want to talk about how there's life. And then we go back to the main riff, right? And that keeps going for ages and ages. Trying to think through the song. Oh, that's the way. That's even for. That's the way I think it's always been. 'Cause I say it all, but I say nothing at all. When I say nothing at all. So that's the last chord in that progression, the 0, 0, 4, 2, 3. And then we go to the big section at the end, which I can't hit the high notes. So let's say nothing some more. And we're going to hit some familiar chords. So that's the first chord there is 2, 2, 5, 4 on the E through D strings. I know you can't see super well, but hoping with the sound of the chords it'll make sense. And then, so there's a second chord there, which is just open, open on the E and A, and then D, G strings 4, 4. And you could go back to this chord here, the 3, 5, 7. But I for this part, I take it up to here, which is 10th fret, 10, 10, 12 on the D, and 12 on the G. And then you can also go 11 on the G, so you kind of got this major minor shape, which you can kind of use to color in this whole sort of, this section. So let's say nothing some more. And that just keeps going. And then there's that last kind of outro-y bit. I kind of embellished here a little bit because technically I don't follow the timing of the song, but I thought it sounded cool. So the I Can't Hold Smoke section, I suppose. So we land on 7th fret on the E and A strings with an open D, and then G string 5th fret. But then see, this index finger also comes back up to the 5th fret D string. There's a few chords here. Maybe I'll just play it. So I can't hold smoke. That's the pattern. So that's that first chord there, 7th fret, 7, 7, open 5, bring that index finger up, then we go up to the 9th fret, 9, 9, open 7, and then bringing that index finger up to the D string. Then we go to that chord we hit in like the first verse section, 10, 10, 9, open 8. Then we go land back down on that C chord or whatever, but then I kind of just do some Philly stuff. So 3rd fret A, 2nd fret D, open, 3rd fret B, and then I add the high E 3rd fret as well. But like that, I do a fill with it, and I drop the 3rd finger as well off the B string. Kind of do some just fills, but like that's kind of what feels right to me. But you could just play the chord. And you loop that for the requisite amount of loops. And then the outro is just back to the main chord section. But you just kind of outline each major transition instead of strumming them through. But then sometimes, because this chord on the 3rd fret, 3, 5, 7 being the same up here, 10, 10, 12, I kind of like to go up here because I can embellish it a bit more. So let's say nothing some more, because the sand stays with me. Right, then you can go, let's say nothing some more, because the sand keeps you. I think I got the lyrics backwards there. But that's pretty much it. I hope that makes sense. Like I said, it kind of just revolves around a couple major chords. I know it's kind of hard to see on the camera here, but I hope that kind of makes sense. Yeah, it's relatively straightforward, I think. I don't know. It took me a few goes to come up with this nonsense. I'm gonna have this video unlisted, so only the people who like want to learn it can come through and have a look at it. But if you have any questions, you can still comment and stuff, and I'll do my best to help. Kind of as I did, the best way to learn it is just to listen along with the song or listen along with my cover, and it'll start to sort of take shape. So yeah, it's a really fun song to play. It's got a lot of passion in it, so real heavy song, so it's fun. Good luck, and thank you for your kind words. I didn't really think it was a good cover necessarily, though I was proud of my arrangement. So yeah, appreciate your kind words. You're some nice folk out there on the internet. Pleasure to have come across you. See you soon.